in the mist-shrouded lochs and sinuous rivers of Scotland, where the water mirrors the sky's brooding hues, and the wind hums with ancient secrets, a creature lurks, born from the very pulse of the land's wild heart. The Kelpie, a shape-shifting water spirit, is no mere phantom, but a force as elemental as the currents it commands. Often cloaked in the guise of a majestic horse, its coat glistening like moonlit waves, the Kelpie has haunted Scotland's imagination for centuries. Yet its tales are not of grace or heroism, but of a cold, relentless death waiting in the depths. A warning whispered by those who know the water's dual nature, life-giving, yet ever ready to claim the unwary. The Kelpie is no ordinary beast. Emerging from the shadowy depths of rivers, lochs, and burns, it appears as a steed of unearthly beauty, its eyes burning with an otherworldly fire, its mane dripping with the scent of kelp and brine. It stands by the water's edge, a vision of strength and allure, tempting travelers to draw near. But beneath this equine facade lies a predator of a monstrous entity whose true form, part horse, part serpent, part fathomless void, drags its victims to a watery grave. The Kelpie is Scotland's embodiment of the liminal, a creature of the threshold where land meets water, beauty meets terror, and trust meets betrayal. One of the most enduring Kelpie tales hails from the banks of Loch in Argyll, a story etched into the region's memory since the 17th century. Lachlan Moore, a young drover from Kilmartin, was herding cattle along the loch's shore one fog-bound evening in 1663. The mist hung heavy, blurring the line between water and sky, and Lachlan, weary from a long day, paused to rest. As he sat, a horse emerged from the shallows, a stallion black as peat, its coat shimmering with an eerie sheen, its eyes like twin embers. It grazed calmly, its breath steaming in the chill air, and Lachlan, a horseman by trade, felt a pull to approach. "Easy, lad," he murmured, reaching for the reins that seemed to glint like silver. The horse lowered its head, inviting him closer. Lachlan swung onto its back, marveling at its warmth. But as his hands gripped the mane, the hide turned cold and slick, clinging to his skin like wet clay. A low chuckle, not equine but guttural, echoed from the beast. Before Lachlan could leap free, the Kelpie surged forward, its hooves thundering as it plunged into Loch Awe's depths. The water closed over them, Lachlan's screams swallowed by the waves. Dawn revealed only his staff, floating on the surface, and a ripple that locals swore carried a horse's mocking whinny. The loch took him, an elder said, but the Kelpie chose him. Ela MacLeod, a historian from Inverness, knows such tales well. "The Kelpie's no myth to us," she says, her gaze on the river space, rushing currents. "It's the water's voice, warning us to respect its power. Folks have seen it, near Spey, Loch Ness, Loch Lomond, a horse, too perfect, too still. Its death in beauty's skin." The story of Lachlan Moore, like countless others, serves as a cautionary hymn, sung in Highland bothies and lowland taverns, a reminder that the water's edge is a boundary not lightly crossed. The Kelpie's lore is as fluid as the waters it haunts, its forms and motives shifting across Scotland's regions. In the Highlands, it is most often a horse, black or grey, its mane tangled with reeds, lurking by lochs like Ness or Tay. In the Borders, it may appear as a white steed, its glow luring shepherds into swollen rivers. In Aberdeenshire, tales speak of a Kelpie as a woman, her hair streaming like seaweed, her voice a siren's call that draws men to drown in coastal burns. Known as Nuckalavy in Orkney's darker tales, This feminine Kelpie seduces with a glance, her touch as fatal as her equine kins. Some stories cast the Kelpie as a guardian, not a killer. In Sutherland, elders tell of a Kelpie that saved a village from flood by diverting a river, its hooves carving a new channel. In Perthshire, a 19th century tale claims a Kelpie guided a lost child home, vanishing at the village edge. Yet these benevolent tales are rare. Most paint the Kelpie as a predator, its sticky hide a trap, its strength unstoppable. Once you're on its back, you're done, says Callum Fraser, a ranger at Loch Lomond. The stories say its skin binds you, like the water itself won't let go. The Kelpie's origins lie deep in Scotland's Celtic past, where water was a sacred yet perilous realm, a gateway to the other world. Rivers and lochs, revered as homes of gods and spirits, demanded respect, their currents both lifeblood and threat. The Kelpie, with its cold, wet form, embodies this duality, its horse shape echoing Celtic reverence for equines as symbols of power and transition. Dr. Fiona McKinnon, a folklorist at the University of Edinburgh, sees it as a liminal guardian, tied to myths of the Eachwistch, Waterhorse, and Nuckalevy. The Kelpie is the water's will, she says. It's nature's beauty and danger, given form to teach us humility. The Kelpie's presence is etched into Scotland's history, its tales recorded by bards and folklorists. In 1580, a Stirling monk wrote of a devil horse seen by the River Forth, blamed for a merchant's drowning. In 1837, John Mackenzie's Tales of the Highlands detailed the Loch Awe encounter, cementing Ewan Campbell's fate in lore, a farmer drawn to a horse's noble form, only to vanish beneath the waves. In 1889, a skycrofter claimed a Kelpie chased his cattle into Loch Morar, leaving hoofprints that glowed faintly at dusk. The prints were there, says Isla MacLeod, seen by half the village. No horse could have made them. Modern sightings keep the myth alive. In 1976, a Fort William hiker reported a grey horse vanishing into Loch Linney, its eyes too human. In 2018, Loch Lomond hikers, cited by Callum Fraser, saw a huge beast in the shallows, its form dissolving as they approached. In 2024, a Speyside fisherman posted a photo of a shadowy horse by the River Spey, the image blurry but haunting, reigniting local whispers. It's still out there, says Callum. You feel it, the water's alive, watching. Science offers explanations. Wild ponies, otters, or wave patterns mistaken for beasts. Marsh gases mimicking eyes in the dark, or folklore amplifying fear of drowning. The Kelpie's a metaphor for real risks, says Dr. Alistair Munro, a marine biologist at Inverness College. Currents, undertows, hidden depths, water's deadly without tales to warn us. Yet believers scoff. Otters don't stare like that, says Isla MacLeod. The Kelpie's no mistake. It's the loch's truth. The Kelpie is woven into Scotland's cultural fabric, its image a symbol of the nation's wild heart. In Inverness, the annual Water Spirits Festival in June honours the Kelpie with storytelling, music and lantern-lit loch walks. Pubs like the Kelpie's Hoof in Fort William serve Waterhorse Ale, its label depicting a rearing steed. Schools teach Kelpie tales as part of Gaelic heritage, emphasizing respect for nature. Kids learn early, says teacher Mahari Gordon. Don't trust a horse by the water. It's a lesson in caution, but also wonder. Art and literature amplify the myth. Sir Walter Scott's minstrelsy of the Scottish border references water fiends like the Kelpie, while Ted Hughes' poetry evokes its drowning pull. Modern works, Outlanders, nods to water spirits, Neil Gaiman's American Gods, carry the Kelpie shadow. In 2014, Andy Scott's The Kelpies, two 100-foot steel horse sculptures near Falkirk, immortalized the myth, their towering forms a tribute to Scotland's waterways. They're majestic, but eerie, says I. Like the real thing, they make you pause. Local traditions honor the Kelpie's power. In Argyll, fishermen toss bread into lochs before sailing, a gesture to appease water spirits. In Aberdeenshire, elders tie rowan branches to boats, believing they repel Kelpies. In Skye, Kelpie rhymes warn children, by the loch don't you roam, lest the water horse takes you home. In 2023, a Lochte community erected a Kelpie stone, carved with a horse's head, as a nod to local lore. Tourists, drawn by the myth, flock to Loch Ness, Loch Orr, and Spey, their cameras ready for a glimpse of the impossible. I felt watched, posted a 2024 visitor, Alina Kowalski, on X. The water's too quiet, like it's waiting. The Kelpie's enduring power lies in its duality, a creature of beauty and terror, guardian and predator, myth and truth. It embodies Scotland's relationship with water, revered as life's source, feared as death's embrace. The Kelpies, our mirror, says Dr. McKinnon. It's nature's allure, its danger, its mystery. It teaches us to look deeper, to respect what we can't control. For locals, the Kelpie is a living caution. Its tale's a compass for navigating the wild, a reminder that beauty often hides a price. In 2025, a Moray hiker reported a black horse by Loch Narbow, its form melting into the water as she approached. Hours later, a friend narrowly escaped a river current. It was warning us, she told the Press and Journal. Locals nodded, their stories of strange ripples and glowing eyes undimmed by science. The Kelpie's real, says Callum Fraser, his gaze on Loch Lomond's depths. Not flesh, maybe, but spirit. The water's spirit. As the mist rolls over Scotland's lochs and the rivers sing their ancient songs, the Kelpie waits, its hooves silent, its eyes aglow. Stand by the water's edge, where the world blurs and the heart quickens. Listen for a nicker, soft as a wave. Trust not the horse that gleams too bright, for beneath the surface, the Kelpie's truth endures. A warning, a wonder, a whisper of Scotland's untamed soul. Many thanks for treading this tale's dark, watery path. If its chill grabbed you, like, subscribe, and comment below.